Part 1. A few years ago, I had watched a movie called The Shawshank Redemption, which had immediately struck a chord with me, as it had portrayed the struggle of making long-lasting relationships and breaking free from one's rock bottom. The story had revolved around Andy Dufresne, a man who was wrongly convicted of murder and sentenced to life in the Shawshank State Penitentiary. Was The Shawshank Redemption a movie about making long-lasting relationships? Yes, The Shawshank Redemption was indeed a movie about making long-lasting relationships. Was Andy Dufresne rightfully convicted of murder? No, Andy Dufresne was not rightfully convicted of murder. Did the story take place in a prison called Shawshank State Penitentiary? Yes, the story did take place in a prison called Shawshank State Penitentiary. Was The Shawshank Redemption a comedy or a drama? The Shawshank Redemption was a drama. Did the movie portray the struggle of making temporary or long-lasting relationships? The movie portrayed the struggle of making long-lasting relationships. Was Andy Dufresne's conviction accurate or erroneous? Andy Dufresne's conviction was erroneous. Was the movie about freedom or confinement? The movie was about both, as it portrayed breaking free from confinement. Who was the main character in The Shawshank Redemption? The main character in The Shawshank Redemption was Andy Dufresne. What was the crime Andy Dufresne was falsely convicted of? Andy Dufresne was falsely convicted of murder. Where did the story take place? The story took place in Shawshank State Penitentiary. Why did The Shawshank Redemption resonate with the viewer? The Shawshank Redemption resonated with the viewer because it portrayed the struggle of making long-lasting relationships and breaking free from one's rock bottom. Part 2. In the beginning, Andy had what you might call a resting face, which had made it difficult for him to connect with the other inmates. He had a subtle frown and glazed-over eyes, much like my friend Stacy, making it seem like he wasn't interested in anyone or their stories. Did Andy initially struggle to connect with other inmates? Yes, Andy initially struggled to connect with other inmates. Did Andy's resting face make it appear like he was uninterested in others? Yes, Andy's resting face made it appear like he was uninterested in others. Was Andy's demeanor similar to the user's friend Stacy? Yes, Andy's demeanor was similar to my friend Stacy. Did Andy's facial expression make him seem approachable or unapproachable? Andy's facial expression made him seem unapproachable. Were Andy's eyes focused or glazed over? Andy's eyes were glazed over. Did Andy's subtle frown make him appear happy or unhappy? Andy's subtle frown made him appear unhappy. Was Andy initially perceived as interested or disinterested in others? Andy was initially perceived as disinterested in others. What facial expression did Andy have that made it difficult for him to connect with others? Andy had a resting face with a subtle frown and glazed-over eyes that made it difficult for him to connect with others. Who did the user compare Andy's demeanor to? The user compared Andy's demeanor to their friend Stacy. How did Andy's demeanor affect his relationships with other inmates? Andy's demeanor made it difficult for him to connect with them because he appeared uninterested in others. What specific feature of Andy's resting face made him seem unapproachable? Andy's subtle frown and glazed-over eyes made him seem unapproachable. Part 3. However, things had changed when Andy met Red, another inmate who had been at Shawshank for years. Red was a good listener and genuinely interested in other people, which made him well-liked among the prisoners. He had followed the golden rule of friendship, making others feel good about themselves. Did Andy's relationship with other inmates change when he met Red? Yes, Andy's relationship with other inmates changed when he met Red. Was Red a good listener? Yes, Red was a good listener. Did Red follow the golden rule of friendship? Yes, Red followed the golden rule of friendship. Was Red well-liked or disliked among the prisoners? Red was well-liked among the prisoners. Did Red display genuine or fake interest in other people? Red displayed genuine interest in other people. Was Red a poor or good listener? Red was a good listener. Did the golden rule of friendship involve making others feel good or bad about themselves? The golden rule of friendship involved making others feel good about themselves. Who was the inmate that changed Andy's experience at Shawshank? The inmate that changed Andy's experience at Shawshank was Red. How long had Red been at Shawshank when he met Andy? Red had been at Shawshank for years when he met Andy. What was the golden rule of friendship that Red followed? The golden rule of friendship that Red followed was making others feel good about themselves. What made Red well-liked among the prisoners? Red was well-liked among the prisoners because he was a good listener and genuinely interested in other people. Part 4. Andy started to learn from Red, realizing that in order to survive and thrive in prison, he needed to develop strong relationships. He had begun to change his body language, becoming more open and engaging in conversations, even in the harsh environment. Did Andy learn from Red? Yes, Andy learned from Red. Did Andy change his body language to be more open? Yes, Andy changed his body language to be more open. Did Andy begin engaging in conversations with other inmates? Yes, Andy began engaging in conversations with other inmates. Did Andy develop weak or strong relationships to survive in prison? Andy developed strong relationships to survive in prison. Did Andy become more open or closed off after learning from Red? Andy became more open after learning from Red. Did Andy start to engage or avoid conversations with other inmates? Andy started to engage in conversations with other inmates. Did Andy thrive or struggle in the prison environment after learning from Red? Andy thrived in the prison environment after learning from Red. What did Andy learn from Red that helped him survive in prison? Andy learned from Red that developing strong relationships could help him survive in prison. How did Andy change his body language after learning from Red? After learning from Red, Andy became more open. What type of environment did Andy engage in conversations in? Andy engaged in conversations in the harsh prison environment. How did learning from Red affect Andy's overall prison experience? Learning from Red helped Andy survive and thrive in prison by developing strong relationships with other inmates. Part 5. He also made sure not to make everything about himself, taking an interest in the other inmates' lives and stories. By doing so, Andy had built trust and created lasting friendships, which had helped him endure the difficult years in prison. Did Andy take an interest in the lives and stories of other inmates? Yes, Andy took an interest in the lives and stories of other inmates. Did taking an interest in others help Andy build trust? Yes, taking an interest in others helped Andy build trust. Did the lasting friendships help Andy endure his time in prison? Yes, the lasting friendships helped Andy endure his time in prison. Did Andy make everything about himself or others? Andy made everything about others. Did Andy build trust or distrust by taking an interest in other inmates? Andy built trust by taking an interest in other inmates. Did Andy create lasting or temporary friendships in prison? Andy created lasting friendships in prison. Did the friendships help Andy endure or worsen his prison experience? The friendships helped Andy endure his prison experience. What did Andy do to ensure he didn't make everything about himself? To ensure he didn't make everything about himself, Andy took an interest in the other inmates' lives and stories. How did taking an interest in others help Andy in prison? Taking an interest in others helped Andy in prison by building trust and creating lasting friendships. What effect did the lasting friendships have on Andy's prison experience? The lasting friendships helped Andy endure the difficult years in prison. How did Andy's approach to relationships change after meeting Red? After meeting Red, Andy's approach to relationships changed as he focused more on others and built trust by taking an interest in their lives and stories. Part 6. As time went on, Andy had begun to share his own skills and knowledge, helping other inmates with their legal problems and even improving the prison library. This not only made him feel important but also earned the respect and appreciation of others. Did Andy share his skills and knowledge with other inmates? Yes, Andy shared his skills and knowledge with other inmates. Did Andy help with legal problems and improve the prison library? Yes, Andy helped with legal problems and improved the prison library. Did sharing his skills earn Andy respect and appreciation? Yes, sharing his skills earned Andy respect and appreciation. Did Andy share or withhold his skills and knowledge from other inmates? Andy shared his skills and knowledge with other inmates. Did Andy assist with legal problems or avoid them? Andy assisted with legal problems. Did Andy improve or worsen the prison library? Andy improved the prison library. Did sharing his skills make Andy feel important or insignificant? Sharing his skills made Andy feel important. What skills and knowledge did Andy share with other inmates? Andy shared his legal knowledge and helped other inmates with their legal problems. How did Andy contribute to the prison library? Andy contributed to the prison library by improving it. What did Andy's actions earn him from the other inmates? Andy's actions earned him respect and appreciation from the other inmates. How did sharing his skills and knowledge affect Andy's feelings about himself? Sharing his skills and knowledge made Andy feel important. Part 7. Andy also tried to focus on the positive aspects of life, despite being surrounded by negativity. He had believed in the power of hope and encouraged his fellow inmates to hold on to their dreams and aspirations, even in the darkest of times. Did Andy focus on the positive aspects of life? Indeed, he did. Was Andy surrounded by negativity in prison? Absolutely. Did Andy encourage fellow inmates to hold on to their dreams? Certainly. Did Andy focus on the positive or negative aspects of life? Andy focused on the positive aspects of life. Was Andy's environment in prison positive or negative? Andy's environment in prison was negative. Did Andy encourage inmates to hold on to or abandon their dreams and aspirations? Andy encouraged inmates to hold on to their dreams and aspirations. Did Andy believe in the power of hope or despair? Andy believed in the power of hope. What did Andy try to focus on despite the negativity around him? Despite the negativity around him, Andy tried to focus on the positive aspects of life. What did Andy believe in that helped him and others in difficult times? Andy believed in the power of hope, which helped him and others in difficult times. How did Andy support his fellow inmates during dark times? Andy supported his fellow inmates during dark times by encouraging them to hold on to their dreams and aspirations. What was the main message Andy conveyed to his fellow inmates? The main message Andy conveyed to his fellow inmates was to believe in the power of hope and maintain their dreams and aspirations, even in difficult times. Part 8. In a dramatic turn of events, Andy had eventually found a way to prove his innocence and escape from Shawshank. He had used his intelligence, determination, and the friendships he had cultivated to achieve this seemingly impossible feat. Red, who had always been inspired by Andy's unbreakable spirit, was eventually paroled and joined his friend in freedom. Together, they had started a new life, far away from the confines of Shawshank, embracing the golden rule of friendship to the fullest. Did Andy find a way to prove his innocence? Definitely, Andy found a way to prove his innocence. Was Red eventually paroled? Yes, Red was eventually paroled. Did Andy and Red start a new life together? Indeed, Andy and Red started a new life together. Did Andy prove his innocence or remain a convict? Andy proved his innocence. Did Andy escape or stay in Shawshank? Andy escaped from Shawshank. Was Red paroled or denied parole? Red was paroled. Did Andy and Red embrace the golden rule of friendship partially or to the fullest? Andy and Red embraced the golden rule of friendship to the fullest. How did Andy prove his innocence and escape from Shawshank? Andy proved his innocence and escaped from Shawshank by using his intelligence, determination, and the friendships he had cultivated. What happened to Red after Andy's escape? After Andy's escape, Red was eventually paroled and joined Andy in freedom. Where did Andy and Red start their new life together? Andy and Red started their new life together far away from the confines of Shawshank. How did Andy and Red embrace the golden rule of friendship in their new life? In their new life, Andy and Red embraced the golden rule of friendship to the fullest, continuing to support and care for each other.